Setting up cameras. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Herndouzi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We've still not fully worked out the echo issue, but we're getting there. We're getting there for next time. We'll be firing. Let's get chat message right.
Issues.
I think we're ready to go. Let's fire up the intro. It's your boy, Amreezy, and I'm back with the first episode of Fantasy FootbLOL, a new show that I've made. I've tweaked a show I was doing last year where I was reviewing the Premier League and Sorare, chatting with you guys live in the chat. It was a lot of fun. Had even people saying, where's the show gone when it stopped because the season ended. So due to popular demand, I'm going to put on the posters. It's back in a new format where we're going to have guests. We're going to talk Premier League, review all the games like we did last time, but this time, as eagle-eyed viewers will see, there's a guest just here. He goes by the name of Herndouzi. Welcome to the channel, Herndouzi. How are you, my friend?
I'm really well. It's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight and live. So thank you for inviting me. It's great to see your intro in the flesh as well, I must admit. I've seen it from afar for a long time, and it's great to see it live.
We have got a bit of an echo issue. I'm trying to work out the audio stuff as it goes. So we'll try to tweak some audio stuff, but that's part of the fun of live TV, people.
Live broadcasting. I'm new to this in terms of, being live, having a microphone. So I'm gonna win some Sorare. I think some money on Sorare, so I can reinvest into my setup.
I like it. I like it. Ambitious Sorare manager. For those of you that don't know, Herndouzi is a brand new Sorare manager. He's a good friend of mine. So I wanted to start the series, the show, with someone that I know. Because what I want to do with this show is kind of showcase a bit more like silliness, a bit more my personality. And also I want to get to know Sorare managers in not a super serious way. There's a lot of Sorare content out there that's very serious. And I get it. People are playing with thousands of pounds. It's high stakes money. But I like having a laugh. I like joking around. So that's why I'm going to try and make these streams a bit lighthearted. And that's why live is good, because there's no editing. I can't go in, chop, 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 fix, fix, fix. So you're getting real cut. So that's why we started with Herndouzi. I've known him for a few years. He's a good friend of mine. And this is the first time he came on and played Sorare. I think I've dropped it. Did I mention it maybe like a year or two ago?
Yeah. I mean, you've definitely mentioned me a few times over the years, and I think the first time you mentioned it, you were just getting into it, and I remember you having Mexican players, and for me, I was like, that couldn't be anything further from what I follow. So I have no idea what this is about. And then I know last year again picked it up, but this year you were like, get on board. So I've given it a go. I've gone in full steam.
Yeah.
I've bought a lot of current players, and I think I'm doing okay. I mean, look, first game week of the Premier League, everyone's figuring it out. No one has a clue what's going on. I mean, did you see Leeds winning tonight?
Crazy.
I mean, maybe. I certainly saw Palace, getting a point at Stamford Bridge on Saturday.
It's nice we're wearing the shirts. It's nice that Chelsea played Palace, and for those of you that don't know, well, it's a complicated topic actually, Herndouzi. If I was to say what team do you support, what's the shortest way you could answer it?
Worst fan ever.
Worst fan ever. Because
I grew up supporting Arsenal, and Arsenal are in my blood. I bleed red. That goes without saying, but there's only so much blood one can bleed until you start going blue.
Very true. Very true.
And then it turns out I'm red and blue. I had a Crystal Palace season ticket for best part of 4 years, and going to Selhurst Park. That's the fans are one of a kind. Where can you go and sing songs when you're 4-0 down to Scunthorpe?
It is a great atmosphere.
It's so they won me over, and over time, Palace has become my second team. And a lot of people go, you can't support two teams in the Premier League, and I go, well, I am. So what can I do?
Deal with it. No, I don't mind it. And I get it. I get the appeal. Sometimes I fantasize, especially when Todd Bowley took over Chelsea, I did sort of have daydreams like, oh, where's my club going? Like, if I was to support another team, who would I pick? And like, because it's a London team, I always thought maybe Fulham or Palace were kind of teams that like aren't massive rivals with Chelsea. So I kind of could
Fulham?
go.
Fulham are literally next door, Nate. They couldn't be anything closer to.
It's the worst rivalry ever. We loan them like 10 players every season. It's not a rivalry.
I mean, and it's like Fulham's in Chelsea and Chelsea's in Fulham. Did someone just get this wrong? Like, it makes no sense.
By the way, side editing note, the echo issue's fixed. It was all my fault on a little setting. So you do what you want with your microphone now. Move it around. It's fixed.
You were gaslighting me heavily in pre-production here.
Behind the
For
scenes,
those of
guys.
you that weren't, watching the stream before it went live, Amric was just going. Sorry, not Amric. Amreezy. He's there insulting me. You got echo. You got echo. What? Wow. I'm glad that I haven't got to be a guest on this podcast or this YouTube video for another month.
Work out the errors. Work out the errors now, and then we'll be smooth sailing in the future. Because I think what this show might become, it's like if Wayne's World, if they played Sorare. I don't know if you've seen Wayne's World, but if Garth and Wayne played Sorare and then made a TV show about Sorare, maybe these shambolic echoes and stuff like that, it's kind of the Wayne's World vibe. And the music, which I made myself, by the way, last night.
For those of you who have seen Wayne's World, I might have a little prop that I can put on, but where have I put it?
Exciting. We're getting an exclusive teaser from Herndouzi right now.
Here we go.
You thought you were tuning in just for Premier League chat. It turns out you're tuning in now to Wayne's World chat. Oh, yeah. I think that's the thumbnail hat, right?
Yeah, that's the thumbnail hat. It's a little frog on the top.
You look
for
like
a long time.
Festival.
Yeah, for a long time, people used to call me Bucket Hat Hearns. So,
It's your full name, Herndouzi, aka Bucket Hat Hearns. I like it.
Yeah.
Do you want to start off talking about Sorare and like what you've been doing? Because these videos aren't really going to be me telling you what I'm doing with my gallery, because I do those on a Thursday. Every Thursday I do a Road to Sorare Boss episode where that'll be my gallery where I go in depth. So I like to see the guests' thoughts more on these kind of shows. Of course. So before we do the Premier League reviews, maybe we just take a look at your gallery, which I believe I have here. Here are your new cards.
Well, as you can see, earlier today, I was very busy. I bought Forgan Hazard. And for the eagle-eyed, he is in the Belgium League. I started Sorare by starting it an Herndouzi and a Jupiler Pro League. Because the boosts were quite low. I hit the hot streaks for the first week, relatively easy. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to crack on with that. But my Herndouzi team fell short this week. I think I was maybe 30 points short. But my Belgium League, I keep calling it the Belgium League because I can't.
It's easier. It's easier. Don't worry.
Yeah. I hit the hot streaks in both my teams. So if only that counted. I've gone full steam ahead, 92 cards. Just don't
That's
sort
impressive.
by,
You've only been playing for like 2 weeks and you've got 92 cards.
Well, let's just say payday was not long before I started.
I'm sure we've all been there. Sorare managers up and down the country.
Just for those of you that are watching, don't type in my name. Don't look at the cards I've bought and don't look at the prices that I paid for them, because there are some very, very questionable purchases. I've been figuring it out. And it turns out spending 30 odd quid on a player that gets injured the following day is figuring it out. So,
that's part of the Sorare journey. I think every Sorare manager, like my first cards I bought were so bad. Like Willy Bolly, I think was the first ever Premier League card I bought for like £15 or something. And I was like, wow. Yeah, like you just can't think about it. Everyone will make mistakes at the beginning, and it's just good to get them out of your system. And if you still like the game, even after the mistakes, then you're hooked, because like then you understand the gameplay and you're like, right, I'm into this game. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, let me give you some highlights here. There's a couple of great players that I've seen. I mean, let's just look at Team A here for the All-Star League. You see, I've got, so just scroll down. Sorry, you're just there. It's the middle team there.
Lineup.
let me just spotlight the guy who plays for Luton there on the left, Alfie Doherty. He signed for Millwall this summer. And honestly, that kid in the Premier League was unbelievable. Left back, for some of you that might know. And really, Luton struggled last season because he was injured for most of the season. But honest to God,
Oh
he
yeah, big
was
injury.
big injury. Look at
Well, look
how
at before that.
he might as well have gone to Spain or somewhere, big play. And I hadn't even looked at his past performances. I just knew he was a baller.
Damn, he was fairly consistent. Has the injury taken something away from his game? Maybe is he?
In his No, I think in his first league game for Millwall, he got I think an assist for those that play Football Manager, a Football Manager like cult hero, Macaulay Lakovty or something. I'm butchering it. Macaulay Lackfield or something. I don't know.
Belgian league. Just call it the Belgian league.
Nah, he's not Belgium league. He played for Notts County, but he was whipping balls in for him. Unbelievable. So I thought, 98p, sign me up. I'll buy the card. And this is before I figured out this whole new card, old card sort of system, which you've then so kindly educated me through your videos. So thank you.
Go check out the Sorare guide if you're a beginner. Sorare guide videos are on the channel. If you want to try Sorare, use the link, sign up.
Yes,
all of that good stuff.
That's how I signed up, and I got 50 quid from Amreezy, which hopefully should be falling into my account in the next day or so. So I'm gonna probably buy a few new Belgian players. As I said, look, I mean, on the left there, you got my 365 points team.
This is incredible. And these two lineups.
Yeah.
What made you choose the Belgian league? Like, why is that the first league you picked?
Wow. Do you know what it was? I think I was just looking at what games were coming up ahead on the lineup. And I saw that the Belgian league was there. And then I looked at like a few of the games, and I think I saw I recognize those teams I recognized. There was Anderlecht, Club Bruges, being two big names there that I recognized. And I was like, Anderlecht, I knew there was Dolberg. So I was like, how much is he?
Another FM legend.
Yeah, exactly. Very cheap. And it's only from diving into the individual teams that I was then like, there are players here that are scoring goals, getting assists that are quite cheap. For example, Raito Ito. He plays he's in my team there on the left, got 56 points. He got a goal in my first game, but he also got a few goals. Like, I feel like there's a lot. It's a very open league.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think USG might win the league based on the beginning of the season, and I've got some great players there. So it looks exciting. I'm just going to follow it now till the bitter end. There was actually one player who I was looking to buy. I can't remember who he played for. He was an Italian gentleman, and I was going to buy him, and he ended up being like 40 quid, and he actually signed for a team in the Dutch league. I'll have to find him before this show's out, but it looked relatively cheap compared to the Premier League. That was also a good reason to buy, albeit I've probably spent, I think my most expensive player is from the Belgian league now, Raul Floruquez.
Well, I saw you just bought some Belgian cards today on your recent cards.
I did buy Thorgan Hazard early today.
Comes from a great family of footballers.
He was £15, and I thought, actually quite a bargain. He seems to have a steady pattern of play, and he did just score a goal. I think he scored 2 goals the other day. Thorgan Hazard.
Yeah, he looks like a good pickup. And prices are always hard to judge at this point of the season because it's so early. They're all going to be like sky high. Like, I think especially if you're doing hot streaks and you've just bought him for £15, if you hit your next hot streak, that's paid for itself in a way.
Well, yeah, I mean, so he's 4 for 4 this season in the league. Scored 2 goals on the first day of the season. And then he obviously scored just a goal yesterday and a goal in between. So I think, he seems to be on something this year. And Anderlecht historically have had players like Lukaku who are young rising stars. I'm sure Anderlecht, will be a good team. And players like Vincent Kompany, I'm pretty sure he's from the Anderlecht youth. I'm sure there's going to be some brilliant players within that team. I'm definitely showing my lack of football knowledge to know who's in that team. But genuinely, I wouldn't be surprised if they compete.
The thing about
and also European football.
that's a big thing, especially if you get the fixtures and they've just got some of those like easy ties. Like sure they'll get battered against maybe the Premier League teams that are in the competition, but if they've got like an away trip to some Croatian team or some team that like never is usually in it, like a Greek team or someone, then that's fun midweek.
One of the great tips you gave me in my first week was if there's like a weak fixture coming up, you can just like have a whole team of that one have a whole squad of players from one team. So if they do well, you can just get catapulted to the top of the respective league, and you're in the money. So against the worst team,
it's a long shot, but if it pays off, especially if it's a weird team, no one else will have picked them.
That's it. And to be fair to you, even if I have one of those weeks across the whole season, I'd be happy. I know you were very heavy Chelsea this week in the English Premier League lineup.
I'm just going to show you before what it looks like when you pick a team and they don't do well. I picked West Ham against Sunderland. First game of the season, I'm thinking, West Ham, come on, Sunderland, give them a thrashing. Welcome to the Premier League, boys. Look at the state of these scores. Fulcrum. Though 26. So this is what it looks like when it doesn't work. Kerry Harrison's in the chat. Kerry Harrison. What's up, Kerry?
Kerry.
How's life? How's your Sorare weekend gone? I hope it's gone better than that West Ham lineup. And my Premier League in-season lineups. I know I said I wasn't going to show you my lineups until Thursday's video, but I've broken the site.
Oh, is this for the weekend coming? Or is this is for your Premier League show?
No. This is the weekend just gone.
Yeah.
No, I'm out the hot streaks already. Cole Palmer 39.
Do you know what? It's a great defense. It's a solid foundation. You were only what 25 points out of the hot streaks.
Yeah,
that's
brutal. João Pedro 30. You just don't expect those scores. Like even if they don't score, he usually get a couple of. He just was so quiet.
I heard a lot of people talking about how João Pedro was all smoke, no fire. Really, this weekend just gone, and almost an FM. Sorry, not FM. Almost a fantasy league trap.
Yeah, because everyone picked him in FPL, didn't they? He was like the most selected player.
I picked him. I mean, I guess it's because I watched him in his first. So obviously, when it was a transfer window, and he just signed for Chelsea whilst the Club World Cup was on, he flew over straight away from hot tub to the penalty spot and just like banging him in.
Mad.
I mean, Kerry's killing it.
Kerry's rubbing it in our faces. 1,200 essence and 2 hot streaks. Well done, Kerry. Smashing it.
I'd love to know, like, when it comes to essence, what's your strategy? Do you build it up and then have a whack, or do you like to just as you build it, just chip away at it?
So last season the essence was different. It was like you had like a scale. And it was like you could 20 essence got your tier 5 card. If you saved up 100, you got a tier 4. If you saved up more, and so the more you saved up, the bigger the card you got. So that's what I did last year. I tried to save it up. But this year, there's this whole new system. And I made a video yesterday on the channel, another promo. Sorry for the shameless promos, guys. I did put up a video on my channel yesterday of me crafting 7 cards. And I think that was maybe not the best way to do it. I think it's best to just craft as you go, because every time you craft a card, it's at its maximum price. Because the card's prices are going to go down all season gradually. So you should basically craft as soon as you can, and then you've got the maximum value if you don't want that card to sell it for as much as you can get for him. But it was really fun crafting 7 cards at once. So I think I'm going to keep doing that. Even though it's probably not what I'd advise other Sorare managers to do, I'm going to do that.
I was I think I had like 4,000, and I just did them all in one go. And I think the great thing about it is you can just, as you said, you know what you're working with, and then equally you've got enough time with them being in your club. So I know, like for example, I've now got a few that are like £2, one that's £3, and I sold one for £5. The five, like if it's £5, I'm like, that's £5.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's you can get an okay player with that. So you might as well get rid of them, in my opinion. But the £2 ones, the £2 is not gonna really do much. You might as well sit on them and see if they have a spike in form over the season. And even if that gets you from £2 to £4 or £5, you know, I think it's quite nice. Oh, clues. I did see clues, but I couldn't afford them.
Kerry's tip might be a good one then, saving up 3k so that you can kind of always have enough clues, because I've seen a few other crafting videos people have been doing, and there's a few of them who've gone like, I've only got 1,000 essence left, let's craft. Oh, it's a star card. There's a guaranteed star in this one. Oh no, I can't see the leagues. I can't see the nationalities. So you should probably save some for that, because like, and I think they drew something really bad and didn't get the star in the end.
I mean, I think I heard someone, I read somebody in the comments of another YouTube video today, or maybe yesterday, that they were one away from Mbappe. Like they missed him by one spot.
Even though that's not closer, but it feels closer if you're like next.
You're as close as you are to any, like, you know, this is how they get you. I was close to picking Kinsley, you know, the Tottenham keeper
the backup goalkeeper,
Czech Republic, who, with all fairness, when he made his debut last season, was unbelievable.
He might leave on loan to get some football this year.
I mean, if I was a footballer, I'd be trying to play some football.
He should do anyway. Right, let's start going through the games. We'll pepper in some Sorare chat amongst the games. I'm sure some of the players will sort of capture our imagination. Leeds Everton's just finished, and I'll be honest, that first half was really boring. The only thing that wasn't boring is because Leeds weren't losing, so you were kind of like, "Ooh, another new team might do well," but it was just a when's Grealish coming on game.
I mean, I didn't watch the first half. I was in the car, but I was listening to it on the radio. I think they had something like 6 corners in the first half or something crazy, and it seemed like it was almost Leeds in the Championship playing against another team.
Gosh, look how many shots!
And they didn't even have a shot on target in the first half, Everton. So, you know, Beto, I don't know what you're doing. It sounds like there's nothing. I mean, I saw the Everton team, and I don't know where they're gonna create from. I know Grealish was obviously on the bench, but that lineup just wasn't screaming. We have anything to show.
No, I mean, because even if Grealish was playing, he'd still be feeding Beto. So if Beto's the problem, then Everton might need to. Like, I feel like one of these guys could play up front. Like, could Undayi play up front? Could Alcaraz play up front?
You think apparently
or Barry? They've got Barry. They signed that Barry lad.
Thierry Barry should be the main starter, but I think he's probably just coming into the team a little bit. Yeah. He might have even scored in pre-season.
Barry came on 86 minutes. It's not enough.
I mean, you're not going to set the world alight with 4 minutes to go. No, he didn't score in pre-season. I'm talking out my rear end.
Kerry's crafted both Fenerbahce goalkeepers in the last week. Both the keepers. And did you keep them, Kerry? Because it's quite good to have both the keepers, isn't it? So in case one gets injured, you've got the other. It's like a security belt. But yeah, that is crazy that you managed to do both of them.
But you must be happy though, because I mean, looking at that Leeds line up there, you've got a Chelsea academy player playing in that holding midfield.
I don't have his Sorare card though, because he wasn't at Chelsea when Chelsea's first Sorare collection came on. I think he'd left.
Yeah, and then he played. Did he go to Swansea? Have I made that up?
He went to Italy as well. He went to like
he went to a random team in Italy.
Should we have a look at his career? Let's have a cheeky look at Ethan Ampadu's career.
I'll tell you now, I had him on FIFA manager when I was playing it. Well, when I say FIFA manager, FIFA career mode.
Spezia, Venezia, Sheffield United, RB Leipzig, and Exeter City.
Sheffield United. That was it. I knew I was getting it with an S.
He's 24. Look how many clubs he's played for as a 24-year-old. That's crazy.
I mean, unbelievable. And what is it? Is that him today making his Premier League debut, or did he come off the bench?
No, it looks like he's been at Leeds for 2 years.
But as in, oh no, he played for Sunderland in the Premier League when they went down. He played 29 games for them. But look, good luck to him. I hope he has a great season. I mean, it's hard to see how Leeds might fare this season because I think Everton just were so bad. And Everton only just about stayed up last season. The only silver lining was that Man United and Tottenham were worse, which is even bonkers to be saying out loud. But first day of the season, I don't think they won in pre-season either. That's
never a good sign.
That's worrying. Jordan Pickford might be the only one. I mean, look, it might be keeping him in the season. But you've got James Garner playing left back.
Yeah, that's mad.
Is that where he's playing this season, or is Mayenko?
Where's Mylenko? I thought he had that position nailed on.
I think he might have got injured in the week.
Muscle injury.
You might have seen my team just earlier. I purchased him for that defensive positioning bonus.
Yeah,
but then he turns out he wasn't playing. But I think there was a goal line clearance from O'Brien in the first half, so they were defensively strong. You can always say that about Everton, but you can't win games without goals.
I mean, one thing I like doing with Sorare, especially early on in the season, is finding teams that are doing bad and then kind of going, if their form turns around and the price, because everyone will be selling Everton cards now. You'll be able to get a fire sale on Everton players. So I just wonder if Grealish and Barry come into that team, get settled, start scoring the goals, they keep that strong defense. These are the Sorare moves I like to make. I like to then go, okay, let me just pick up a Barry maybe pick up a Mylenko. Especially if he's injured, people will be like, oh, Mylenko's injured, sell him. But he might just be a 1 week injury. Next week, boom, got Pickford, Mylenko, Barry, Grealish. How much?
It's about 150 quid now. So the Sora fans, they think that Chelsea are on a downturn. So
the market is speaking.
But I like that. So you think I wonder how much Barry is now. I mean, he can't be much at the minute. He can't have gone down much because I guess you haven't seen enough. You can snap him up for £7 brand new. £5.
That's good. That's tempting. £3.50 if you've got market credits, people.
I haven't got a dime in my account, but
I'm getting an itch. Sorry, itch.
So suppose that he's a tall striker, 6'3". He can get the ball down, knock it on. But my only worry there is who's he knocking it onto? Ndiaye, maybe Grealish for potentially, but who's playing off him?
Yeah, let's see the fixtures because I'm not saying go out and buy Everton cards now. If you're watching this either live
this is not financial
or
advice.
In the future, yeah, don't go. I'm not saying go out and buy Everton cards. I'm just saying they've got Brighton at home, Mansfield in the Cup, Wolves, Villa, Liverpool. It doesn't.
I mean, I'm looking at that Wolves fixture and going, maybe that's where you wait until then.
Yeah, and see how they do in the Cup as well. If they rest the B
against
team.
Mansfield. You'd imagine Grealish you might see some minutes from Grealish and that. Thierry Barry.
Could be a confidence booster.
First home game in the new stadium against Brighton. You need to really be putting up something there. But yeah.
Kerry, we are Chelsea and Palace fans, Kerry. I've not answered that question yet. It is a coincidence. It's a coincidence. We will be doing this show every week. Will be different guests, but Herndouzi is a good friend of mine, and I want him to be like probably the most regular guest who keeps coming back, and we can keep following his journey. And yeah, so we will be doing it, but there might be different guests some weeks. But yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of us, and we are Chelsea and Palace fans for our sins. So we're gonna buy Everton. We're gonna empty our bank balance and buy Everton cards.
Should you go to perhaps a Saturday game, or maybe even the Friday night fixture?
Oh yeah, there was a Friday game. Let's go back to the Friday. Right, so the weekend kicked off with
Liverpool
4-2 win. It was a great game. I mean, I didn't like the result. I wanted Liverpool to drop some points there, but
thriller.
What a game!
I mean,
Ekitike
looked unbelievable. Genuinely, like, forget about Isaac. He genuinely looked unbelievable.
That might be motivating him. Maybe like the whole Isaac news stories are like kind of making him go, no, look, I'm good. Don't sign Isaac. I'm really good at football.
Genuinely, he looked unbelievable. I am worried for. I mean, the only thing that doesn't worry me about Liverpool is the fact that they can concede goals.
Yeah, that defense is shaky.
The defense is not looking great. Frimpong looked all right. But yeah, as you just said, Kerry, Bournemouth were brilliant. It's no surprise there.
You've got a Semenyo, right? You got Semenyo before the season.
I got a Semenyo for £12.
Bargain basement.
He's now worth 30. So
would you sell?
Nah. I think he's a strong asset. He's scoring 2 goals against Liverpool for goodness sake.
Yeah.
If he's scoring 2 goals against Liverpool, he can score 2 against Brighton. I don't know who they've got next.
Do you have other Bournemouth cards, or is it just Semenyo?
So I've also got Evan Nilsson. I bought them both together on the same day. I figured if there's going to be goals in that team, it's coming from either one of them.
Oh, they've got both great fixtures.
Yeah, for sure.
So many home games.
I might double up with Bournemouth next week. I might put Evan Nilsson up top with Semenyo.
At home to Wolves.
Yeah, I think that's going to work against Wolves. I mean, Wolves had a couple of chances against Man City. Larson looked good.
Yeah, I got my eye on Larson.
But yeah, I think defensively they were leaking goals for nothing.
Yeah, I think from a Sorare point of view, this game, I mean, for me anyway, like Liverpool's not really worth thinking about because it's not really how I play Sorare. Yeah, I mean, if you've got Liverpool cards, you probably had them already. It's not like you need, Salah's actually a good player, I might get him. So Bournemouth, I think, will now be on everyone's radar. Everyone will be getting Semenyo and then trying to look for which 4 do you pair him with. And I think defensively that's interesting because everyone will go Evan Nilsson, Semenyo, and the keeper. But those extra 2 players, it will be interesting to see which one because looking at the ratings, none of these defenders has got like a standout score. Tyler Adams, 6.2. So like you could go for a mini stack, or I just wonder who you'd put with him.
I mean, the biggest problem and the biggest Sensi would be the one I'd pick if I'm being honest with you. But my biggest fear for Bournemouth this season is the fact that they got rid of. Well, I say get rid of. They sold 3 of their best defenders, who, look at the teams they've gone to: Real Madrid, PSG, Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't replace those assets in the same way. And Kirkes, sorry, he didn't look fantastic against Bournemouth, but his first game is probably a bit daunting.
He looked better than Konate.
Well, yeah.
6.6.
He's got good games, in his arsenal, but perhaps, Van Dijk wasn't at his best either, really. I think the 8.1 is very fair.
Kerry, mine is Amreezy and Herndouzi's is Herndouzi. I think his name's in the video description. You can just copy and paste that. Mine is, as you can see on the channel, Amreezy. So yeah, go follow us on Sorare if you want, guys. See how we're doing. So we'll go to the next game. So that was Friday. Good start to the Premier League.
Just before we just on Bournemouth, one of my shouts might be Marcus Tavernier. Check him out. He is quite cheap. You can snipe him now for £5. And goals. If last season's anything to go by, he's got goals in him as well.
£5 Tavernier. I like the sound of that.
Also,
the other thing draw. Is he on set pieces? Who takes that's another one. Kerry says Truffert is a good Sorare scorer. Truffert. I don't know much about him. He's the one they've replaced Kirkes with.
Truffert. So they must have just signed him, and he's probably from he's French. If I go to his classic, where's he playing?
While you do that, I'm going to quickly describe to Magnifico88, welcome to the chat, Magnifico, how Sorare works. So basically, mate, I do have a longer guide on my channel if you want to check out a long, in-depth guide. But it's a fantasy football game where you buy cards that you get to keep forever, and you play 5 cards in like mini 5-a-side lineups. And you buy the cards, you trade them, there's in-season cards, which are brand new, but you can play with cards from every season that Sorare's been around for. So you basically build 5-a-side lineups in different regions around the world. You can win cash, you can win other cards, which then help you make more lineups. And it's really fun. If you like football and you're like really into football, Football Manager, FPL, if you like those kind of games and you don't mind spending a bit of money, it's really fun. Like, just check out my guides if you want more information, but that's a brief guide.
It's if you've played, the likelihood is you've probably came from or play FIFA. If you do, you can compare it to Ultimate Team in a way. There's a certain limit of each card. Cards that are really good cost a bit more money, but they also retain their value somewhat. Over the season, their price will drop as well because there's more of them in the marketplace. But initially, there's a limited supply as well. And players such as, Cole Palmer might be quite expensive. But later on in time, there'd be less of him. Do you mind if I ask that question about can you buy low and sell high? Go ahead,
because Herndouzi's just started playing, mate. He's just started like a week ago. So he's quite a good person actually to talk about that to you.
Can you buy low and sell high? I mean, in principle, yes, you can. But the reality is you've got to be lucky somewhat. Like I also have a Scottish Premier League team where I've bought players from Dundee. There are players within that team that if you bought them 2 weeks ago, they might be like £2. And then because they've started scoring goals, then now their prices sort of rise to sort of £7 because there's demand for them now because they're scoring goals. They're contributing to points. I bought Semenyo for Bournemouth. Semenyo for Bournemouth before the season started for £12.
And that's a really high price. £12 that's a high price was like peak price.
Yeah. And his price today is £30 because he scored 2 goals against Liverpool. So I can make £18 profit, but he's more valuable to me in the team.
Yeah, that's a fairly fair explanation there.
You can also buy high and lose their value.
Like buy high and sell low. I mean, that's what I think I'm going to be doing with my Aston Villa cards this year because look at these scores. Rodgers, I have. Watkins, I have.
You just bought him this weekend.
I know. I thought Newcastle at home. Newcastle are going to be shattered. No confidence. And also, I was thinking long term. I think that's an important thing to remember when you have a bad week in Sorare. Is that I've bought Chelsea, Spurs, and Villa this year. And the reason why I picked those teams is because they have European football and they're traditionally good teams. So even though they don't start well, I'm not selling. So over the 38 games, I think Watkins and Rodgers will have their weeks where they smash.
I mean, look, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And like we said earlier, Aston Villa are going to play weaker teams. Newcastle are probably one of the stronger teams in the Premier League. It's actually quite a feisty match, that. So it doesn't surprise me that it was 0-0. At the same time,
Elanga. 7 rating for Elanga. That's pretty good.
Which is not surprising. Elanga was probably one of my favourite players last season for Nottingham Forest. He was so good. and I think he's a great addition to Newcastle's team. I'll be keeping my eye on his price this season because
I've got
I'll
this
try and
Nottingham
buy him.
Forest collection at 5%. And I don't have Elanga, and he's just one of those players. Here he is. That I just, for some reason, I just haven't got him yet. I just haven't got Elanga. It's crazy, and it's like I've got this Forest collection of like maybe the best player I don't have. Hoodwinks in the chat. The missus wants a shout out. Laura, let me tell you something, Laura. You've married such a lovely little sausage. Now, Hoodwink, by the way, might be the guest in the second episode. We're in talks, we're in negotiations, we're finalizing deals with our wives. So, Laura, I've given you a lovely shout out. You've got a lovely husband there. Can he please be allowed to play with me next week at 10 p.m.? And can he be where Herndouzi is right now? But yeah, Herndouzi is a great guy.
Please say no, Laura. I love to come back.
Herndouzi will probably be back the following week anyway. Don't worry. He's
No. I'm only messing. Laura, hello, and please let Hoodwink join next week.
Let's not go overboard because otherwise Laura might, let's just style it back a bit, right?
Sorry. Got to play it cool? Is that what we're doing?
Hoodwink is a legend, Kerry. Correct. Kerry's coming up with some correct answers today. Magnifico says, what is the point in buying Elanga from last season compared to the Newcastle version? Well, obviously I know. Let's quiz Herndouzi as a new Sorare player to see if he understands the difference.
Okay. So there are different lineups you can play each week. There's the main competition, which is where you can win cash depending on where you fall in the table. For the cash league, you've got to have 4 players from the current season. So you've got to buy, if you want to play Elanga, you've got to play him from this season. But there's can be 1 player in that lineup of 5 players who's from last season. So in the case for Amreezy, he's got Cole Palmer there from last season. How you might want to play that is if they're quite an expensive player and you want them in your team, more often than not, the last season card is going to be cheaper. Goalkeepers in so rare because most of them are playing 90 minutes. Most of them are playing 38 games a season. They're quite expensive. So I try and have a goalkeeper as my last season card. So you need to have for the cash season, for the cash league, 4 current season players, which do cost more money, and 1 last season. So Elanga could be part of that makeup. He might be a last season player, but if he's last season player, you need to have 4 brand new players.
Magnifico also has some tips for us. These are his picks for players that might go up in price. Oscar Bob, Estevao, and Dorgu. Oscar Bob I'd be scared of because it's Pep. You never know with Pep. I feel like Foden wasn't around. Savinho still lurking. But Estevao, I got an Estevao recently.
You have Estevao.
And as soon as he came on at the weekend, the first thing he did was he beat a man, got a cross in, and Neto just missed the header. I think he's going to put Gittins out of that first team, and next week we should see Estevao, Palmer, and Neto as that 3 behind Pedro.
So, one thing, I mean, Oscar Bob's 21 quid, which I think is quite expensive for someone who, you've still got players like Savinho who aren't playing at the minute for Man City. He might move on. But if he doesn't move on, then I'd imagine he'd compete for Oscar Bob's minutes as well. But I mean, Oscar Bob, man, he was so unfortunate last season to get that injury. He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Might end up at Chelsea if we're lucky enough with the way they get rid of their academy players.
I mean, do you need any more players?
They're probably not in that position, no. It won't stop the owner. He likes collecting wingers.
I mean, so Brighton and Fulham, right?
Brighton v Fulham. So, I didn't see this game.
For my Premier League lineup this week, I had 3 Fulham players. Ooh. I had Leno, I had Tete, and I had Harry Wilson.
Yeah, I had Wilson captain somewhere too. What a shame.
Yeah, I mean, I had him captained in my main team. And it's fair to say. So I was watching Soccer Saturday on Saturday, and Paul Merson was commenting on the game, and they had 6 minutes added time in the 90th minute, and he said they could have 6 days and they still wouldn't score. But the irony is that if you look at Muniz, he scored in the 96th minute. So it turns out 6 minutes is all they needed.
I've got a Munoz card in rare. I'm trying to sell him.
Nice.
No one will buy him.
I mean, in rare.
Yeah, I've got. I bought last season. I bought like 6 red rare cards just as kind of investments. Like I was like, because their prices don't seem to dip as much as limited ones. They kind of hold their value. And I bought players that I thought were undervalued and could once they played. And I sold like some of them for profits. But I've still got 3 left. And one of them is Munoz. I'm kind of hoping he breaks into that Fulham team, takes out Jimenez from the starting lineup, and then I'll sell him. I've got 2 Villa players, Konza and McGinn as well. I don't think McGinn I'm going to get much for, but Konza, what usually happens is at international breaks, people want someone just to fill their lineups. So I think McGinn and Konza could maybe, when there's an international break, someone will want them, I think.
I'm looking at like you can snipe Nunez right now for £4
In limited or rare?
In limited.
It's not bad.
I'm like,
after scoring,
£4.
will he go into the first team? You'd think so, right? I feel like Jimenez isn't like a definite guaranteed first teamer.
And there'll be some games where the manager might just fancy Nunez over Jimenez, surely. Anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this and thinking I might just get my bank card, but I'm not going to do it.
So you've got 3 Fulham players. Are you tempted to get more, or is that enough of a Fulham stack for you?
Well, what? So I need 2 more players.
Yeah, I mean,
Nunez,
unless you just want to
would
stick
be
with
a
what you've
good
got.
shout, and I might even get some. I would, if I was to look at Fulham, I'd look at Emil Smith Rowe, because for those that joined at the beginning, I'm also an Arsenal fan, and I do love Emil Smith Rowe. Maybe Iwobi for the same reason, but
Iwobi has his day on Sorare. Iwobi's a bit of a smasher.
that's it. And if you can have him, I mean, I'd buy him just for that one game. There'll be one game in the season when they win like 3-0 against a team they shouldn't beat, and I would love to have it for that game.
And I think Iwobi's a forward in Sorare, and forwards are really hard to find a consistent forward that like smashes every week, because even people like Haaland, when they don't score, they just get such terrible scores. But wingers who are forwards, like Cole Palmer, like Iwobi, those kind of players, usually even if they don't score or assist, if they just take on a few players, run down the wing a few times, they get like a 50 or a 60 score, which that's enough. So Fulham tempted me a few times last season, but I just never took the plunge.
Because you get so you get points for take-ons.
Yeah. Take-ons and crosses, successful crosses into the box. So even if they don't score, as long as you're getting crosses in, those kind of players score well.
Who was I think apparently Leeds tonight were putting the ball in the box quite a lot.
And they got loads of wingers. Leeds are like Poundland Chelsea. They've just got 6 wingers like Notto. Let's have a look at the Leeds squad.
Daniel James.
We're going back to Leeds Everton.
We've moved over from Leeds.
So James and Notto started. They brought on. I really like Jack Harrison. He's got a really good cross on him.
Thanks, Everton.
Kerry's recommending Anderson from Fulham.
We don't talk about Anderson in this chat. We don't talk about Anderson.
What about Brighton? Anything? How do you think they're going to do this season?
I think they'll be upper mid-table. You know, by that I mean finish 9th, finish 8th maybe. Matt O'Reilly has been rumoured to go to... I think he might be getting transferred.
Oh, really? Why was he playing?
I read that somewhere in the week. But apparently not if he's playing first game of the season. Let's have a quick scan there.
I'm
sure I saw...
So I'll let you check instead. I was going to say Matt O'Reilly price. Quick.
I'm sure I saw somewhere that someone was going to put a bid in for him for in the German league or the Italian league.
I mean, I thought Rutter was their number 10, so he was going to play here, and Welbeck was going to play up front. So maybe they've found a way of fitting him in.
Yeah. I mean, if Welbeck's starting for Brighton, I can't see them scoring many goals.
Not in
He scored some
2025.
good. He scored some great goals last season. Don't get me wrong, and he's a really good striker. He's of that weird bracket that seemed to just score goals until the bitter end. But this season, I don't know. I don't know. I think he's going to be surely past it.
But yeah, but Brighton are a funny
Um,
one.
quite impressed by him. I think he'll
Um,
finish eighth,
eighth. That's quite
eighth or
high.
ninth.
Have they got European football? No, right?
No
So that'll be
European
even better for
football.
them. That'll make them even better Sorare cards.
That would be.
Then we go to a very nice result to see a new boy. The new boy's winning. Sunderland 3, West Ham nil. I mean, what a sham! When's Potter getting sacked? When's he gonna get sacked?
I mean, he. The thing is like Falkirk scored a few goals in preseason, and I was like, maybe this is it. Maybe they figured it out. And then no,
Four point
it's Graham
nine.
Potter. I think Graham Potter is too nice of a man to be like a manager.
He should be an under 21s manager, shouldn't he? England under
He's a
21s manager.
nurturer.
Maybe he could do that.
He's a nurturer. You know, he's there
Um,
to bring the kids through the ranks, not to lead West Ham.
I am so annoyed with West Ham. I've had this silly West Ham 5% collection. It's not 5% yet. It's going to be 5%. It's at 4, just about to hit 5. I've been dragging this around the dirt for God knows how many years. It was like the first Premier League team I kind of backed because I was like, there's so many good players here who will leave West Ham. Like Kudos, Paquetá,
Kudos.
Bowen. I was like,
Yeah.
if they just go to like PSG, if they go to AC Milan, if they go across the world, this could be quite a good collection to have. Like, but my God, I don't think I've got anything decent from this entire.
I mean, what's this? Who's this gentleman at the bottom for £1.73?
He's I think he's at Stoke. He's a Man City academy kid. The thing is, I don't need any more, so I'm not adding him and this guy because it's gonna hit 5% in like 10 days or something. So
Okay, nice.
he's like a City
Nice.
academy kid that keeps going out on loan to teams and doesn't really get played.
Surely Kudos must be worth a couple of quid.
Kudos is kind of like why I'm keeping that whole collection. I'm like, just to boost Kudos, because he did well for me this week. I put him in one of my All-Star lineups, and I had him
Yeah,
and Brendan
nice.
Johnson, and they both scored. So I think I might get like 1,000 essence just from that lineup. So again, this is why, going back to the old question that Magnifico said earlier about why are all cards useful, you can play them in old lineups and then win essence, which makes new cards. So keeping a collection, keeping a Kudos, because he leaves West Ham. With all of that West Ham collection, I'm just hoping they all leave and they just do better in various other locations. Because
I mean,
what a shambles.
leaving West Ham is usually a good place to start.
I missed Kerry's message saying she had Anderson from a mini Palace. Oh, yeah. Then he left for Fulham. Yeah, this was his first year at Fulham last year. So you had the Palace before that.
He signed
yeah.
for Palace for 30 million, which was gutting. But to be fair to you, the players that Palace have signed have been like a godsend. Lacroix, Chris Richards was brilliant. I know we had him when Anderson was there, but Chris Richards was really good last season. Munez, bloody hell, probably one of the best right backs in the league last year. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Now, the way we were talking about Everton, or who we were in the Bournemouth, Semenyo and prices going up, you got to be careful because Sunderland prices now will be going crazy because everyone will think, oh, they beat West Ham 3-0. They're going to do amazing in the Premier League this year. And this feels like one of those times where like they could beat West Ham 3-0, but then next couple of games they could lose. And then all of a sudden you've paid 50 quid for an Adingra and you're like, who wants it for a tenner?
I mean, yeah.
A Jacker would be nice.
Mayenda, I mean, he scored a goal. I wonder
Mayenda,
how
a
much he
nice little
is.
5-stack of Mayenda, Adingra, Xhaka, Reynildo, and the keeper. If you're looking for a budget stack, and now's not the right time to buy it. That's what you should have bought at the beginning of the season. Now you've got to
You
kind of
should have
like,
had a crystal ball.
yeah. But if you've got, I did see a few people with Sunderland players hitting hot streaks. I was watching it with envy, and I was like, oh great, I spent all that money on João Pedro and Robert Sanchez, and I should have just bought Reynildo and Adingra and Mayenda.
I mean, this is the beauty of it. It's you only need one game.
It is the beauty of it. Let's go to another team that let me down this week. Even though Spurs won 3-0, my cards that I bought were João Paulinho, didn't play. Solanke, didn't play. And Porro did play, but he didn't do that well. Got like 40 points.
Didn't do anything.
So,
I mean,
Richarlison's the one who's on my brain now. Like, is he going to keep Solanke out of the team?
I mean, he scored 2 goals. I mean, firstly, I don't think you can take too much away from that game. They're playing against Burnley. Burnley that are playing a 35-year-old Kyle Walker, or however old he is in centre.
He looks so slow. It's the slowest I've ever
he's
seen
lost
him.
all his pace. He lost all his pace. So you can't take too much away from that game. But what you can take away is, wow, why didn't I play those Spurs players? Because they, like, even in your respective Premier League fantasy teams, why haven't people played more Spurs players? Because it's against, I think Burnley are going to be the whipping boys this season.
Yeah, they're finishing bottom.
The Pravka, okay, he's a good goalkeeper. So, you'd hope for him to save quite a few. But they've got, is that Majbury? What's his name? I'm trying to think.
The one
Hannibal
who's at Man
Lecter?
United.
Is that Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hannibal. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, he's Man United reject heavily, and he played for Sheffield United last season. He wasn't that great. They have got
was
Marcus
surprised
Edwards.
that Edwards wasn't playing. I thought Edwards was like playing for Porto or playing like doing really well.
He plays for Sporting
Portugal.
Lisbon, and
Yeah.
to be fair to you, was unbelievable. But I think he was a bit out of favour come the end of his time there. Marcus Edwards.
No worries, Hoodwink. Take care, mate. Hope to see you on the show next week. So yeah, Burnley, avoid. Spurs. I'm still confident with Spurs. I think Sorare have this offer at the moment where if you buy 5 cards from a team and you buy them all at once, they can give you a free one from that team. And I'm looking at Spurs now because I've got 3 of the players. And I'm just going, if I get like the cheapest 5, the ones that are just the reserve players, maybe that'll cost you like £15 in total. And then if the one you get for free is, say, Richarlison or is one of the centre-backs, Van der Ven, I'd love a Van der Ven. He wins so many duels, and that's a huge Sorare scoring metric. The centre-backs that win duels 1, players like Van der Ven. I think he's going to be busy this season.
I mean, yeah. And he's pacey. So he might even take the ball past a few players.
And then if they sign a
He loves
10, dare I say Eze, if they signed Eze.
Look, I think they will sign Eze. I wouldn't be surprised if Eze is playing for them next week. Genuinely. Because if you bought Eze today, £49, I mean,
It's not bad.
he was unlucky not to score.
That's half a João Pedro. That's how I measure all things now. I'm in the supermarket going, this supermarket shop cost me 1.5 João Pedros. Bloody hell. Right.
Brilliant.
Last game of the day. Wolves City. This is one that I did watch because for FPL reasons I had Reinders. So I wanted him to do well and he looked ridiculous. I didn't think he'd be that good.
Honestly, I'm in my own fantasy team that's outside of Sorare. I very rarely make transfers in the game week. I transferred him in within the first 30 minutes. He looked unbelievable. He's replaced Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh, 100%.
When Kevin De Bruyne was at his peak.
Yeah. Oh, and that's his first game. Like day one, he's just doing little scoop passes over the top of defenders, taking first time shots, placing it in the corner. Like, imagine when he's settled in.
Some of the balls they were putting into Haaland were they were off. You know, some were going over the top of his head, some were going quite short, but they were all floating balls. They some of them are going to land, and Haaland's going to have another 40 plus goal season.
Oh yeah,
I've said it here already. Yeah,
City are going to win the league. We're putting the big predictions out there. Haaland's getting 40 goals. City are winning the league.
I mean, that's big talk. That is big talk. You can die on that hill. I'm not dying on that hill.
Wolves were okay. Like, they got battered, but they had chances against the Wolves. Might still be one to watch out for. Like, again, prices will be going down now because everyone's like, oh, they just lost, so I want to sell my Bellegarde, my Strand Larsen, my Gomez in midfield, and well, you know, you might be able to get a Strand Larsen bargain.
Wolves definitely are one to look at. Larsen looked really good. Like, they caught City on the break a couple of times. There'll be teams that play the high press this season and they'll catch them out. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Larsen scores 15 goals just for that alone. Munetsi.
I said that with like a short thing, like I knew what I was talking about. I just guessed. I winged it.
Munetsi. We'll call him Double M. He's called Double M. He looked unbelievable. If he could stay on side, he'd be one of the most threatening players that Wolves have got.
And they didn't play the new boy, John Arias. He's supposed to be decent as well.
Okay.
He's supposed to be the Cunha replacement. Oh, Kerry's got a Reinders common from back before COVID. Wow, you got him back then. This is what's so cool about Sorare. Like, if you had that, you've been just riding his career. Now he's gone to Man City. I bet you're loving it. Like, you're just following this guy's career. And like, Sorare does that with like random players who are terrible. You go, oh, he's ending up in Turkey. And it's still fun following random players. Like, oh, he's in Turkey, he's in Croatia, he's gone to MLS. But following a player like Reinders must just be so fun to have a Reinders card.
I mean, I'm gonna be looking at Wolves this week, get an understanding of the costs of them, because I think you're bang on. I think there could be some. I mean, they've got Everton next. Even Everton.
West Ham's coming up.
But that's in the EFL Cup.
Oh, okay. So Leeds at home, that could be a thrashing. Everton, yeah. Brighton even.
Like, that's in October. By then, they should have hopefully figured something out. Genuinely, I think Wolves. You know, I'll get through the week and I'll see where I'm at. I might buy a couple of Wolves players.
The only thing putting me off is I've got a 5% collection of Wolves from last year. So buying another one just feels ridiculous.
Well, you can maybe play them in your leagues where you've got Essence up for grabs, because that would be more valuable to you. Yeah,
so I'll be probably putting like a full 7 aside Wolves team out. Maybe get the John Arias guy. Kerry says can't afford him these days. Yeah, that's the great thing about spotting talent. So Kerry, you've got to keep watching our videos on Mondays, Kerry, okay? Every Monday, we need your tips. You've clearly got an eye. You've clearly got a good scouting eye. Tell us what leagues you watch, who's going to be the next Reinders, and then we'll all jump on your not financial advice. Right then, here we go. Chelsea, Crystal Palace. My team beat your team. It was a fun game. Like, if I was a neutral, I think I would have enjoyed that game. It was like a fun 0-0.
Yeah, I think it had. It was the game I think we kind of expected it to be, and by that I mean I did think Chelsea would potentially win, but I knew Palace would put themselves in a good position to defend against you guys. The 0-0 was an absolute godsend. We were unlucky with Eze's free kick, but at the end of the day, if they want to enforce that rule this year, let it be. You know, as long as it's consistent throughout. Adam Wharton ran the show.
I'm surprised he's only got a 6.7. I feel like he was man of the match.
Yeah, I don't think that's really a fair reflection on how he played. He genuinely was unbelievable.
He was so silky, so like almost like Xavi or Iniesta-esque, like the way he was turning on the ball and then just spreading a pass straight away. And it's like he's such a fun player to watch. He's one of probably my favorite non-Chelsea player I think to watch.
If he added goals to his game, which he just hasn't got it in him, he'd be £100 million midfielder.
Kerry speaking like a very common Sorare manager, watching far too much football. You're in the right place, Kerry, and you've got some recommendations here. Suso and Manu Fuster. I had a Suso last year, but I sold him. I didn't realize he got relegated.
Do you know what? The reason why that works out for me is because I bloody bought a Strasbourg striker.
Ooh. Let's have a look at Manu Fuster.
He's not in the game. Oh wait, he might be a classic. Yeah, he's a classic for 32p.
32p? Who? Which? Suso or Manu Fuster?
Manu Fuster. If I'm about to buy your Manu Fuster, Kerry, I'd be very annoyed. Because
How is Sanchez number one? Oh, it's because I don't know, Kerry. Because Chelsea wanted to sign the AC Milan goalkeeper. Milan were asking for too much money, so I think they went, all right, we'll do Sanchez for one more year, then we'll get Mike on a free at the end of the year. So I think that's why Sanchez is going to get one more year. But we're taking a look at your Manu tip. Where is he?
I've just bought all of them, man. Amric.
Herndouzi's got them all. So he was.
I have just bought one though.
So he's playing the Spanish second division. I'm guessing this is his debut. He's got an assist on his debut.
So the team that the player I bought,
Las Palmas got relegated.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Milos Lukovic was a player that I bought from Strasbourg, who then ended up signing for Las Palmas.
Ah, so you already started building a Las Palmas stack.
Do you know what? Maybe I just buy a Las Palmas. Well, no, let's play it sensible. I'm not going to do that.
I'm going to keep that tab open so I can have a look at that later.
Scottish League in Contender.
Scottish League is I think it's in the middle one, Challenger.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Let's go to my lineups just to double check. So Spanish second division, because I don't really do Challenger because I've got my Mexican cards. So a Spanish second division card is appealing to me because I've got a few Bundesliga 2 cards like that as well.
Yeah, Scottish League is Challenger, and then Contender's
the rest.
Okay, so I've got 2 players already.
These are the Contender leagues. Yeah, there's loads of them.
Oh, is the championship?
The championship is
also
there as well. I think Contender's the most fun league because you can just I just love putting like a championship midfielder with a Mexican striker. Then you've got like a Brazilian. I got Thiago Silva, so he's always my defender in my lineups because he smashes it in Brazil. Chinese leagues in there. You know, there's so many random leagues in here, but it's so competitive because you're playing. I think it's the most competitive league on Sorare.
And you have to have 4 in season still?
No. That would just be classic only Contender, I think.
Really?
Oh no! Wait, that's in season. You're right. Contender is in season, but yeah, I play them in All Star. I just play my Contender guys in All Star.
Well, I might have a look at Contender, but I probably won't. I'll probably look at All Star for that one.
He was a bench player in La Liga
Can't really be a
last year.
4-2 playing.
Yeah, no, you don't want to spread yourself too thin.
Let's get through the Belgian league first. But yeah, Nottingham Forest. I mean, business as usual.
I genuinely didn't expect it. I thought last season was a one-off. I was like, that's a one-off. They're not going to be able to handle the Europe and the Premier League this year. Avoid Forest, and Elliot Anderson happened.
Yes and no. They're playing against Brentford, who
Very
lost
true.
a lot of their players. A lot of their players this in the summer. They haven't started playing Europe just yet, so we haven't seen them stretch to that degree. But they signed Ndoye from Bournemouth, who was really good. And you look at that team, Ndoye? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
He
thinking of
played right
Django.
wing.
What? No. Yeah. But you look at that team, and that's their team from last year.
But yeah.
They've not lost anyone apart from Elanga.
And they've probably replaced him with him. And they've also got the Man City guy as well. The kid. The young'un. Oh, what's his name? McAtee. James McAtee.
Yeah, and they signed Amari Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah.
So you're the ex-Arsenal and Chelsea lad. But like Forest, genuinely, Elliot Anderson was unbelievable.
Yeah, he's quality.
He was unbelievable.
Again, the same thing with Wolves. The teams I went for last year were Wolves and Forest. So again, I'm like, I don't want to buy Forest again. So they'll be my all-star 7 Forest players. Having fun with them. And Brentford, yeah, I would definitely avoid Brentford. If you're watching this live, avoid Brentford. If you're watching this in the future, by the way, because this video will be available on the channel forever. You can watch it on repeat. Do give us a like. Let us know as you're watching the video your thoughts, and then we can jump back into you. And I'm also going to try and do, for the first time, this show as a podcast. So I'm going to take the audio from this show and chuck it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if that's your thing and you like audio stuff, keep an ear out for that. And follow Herndouzi's journey with us, because I think it's really exciting. What happens is I love Sorare because I obviously watch all my games. Monaco, Wolves, the teams West Ham, the teams I'm invested in. But now because you've told me who you've got, like Strasbourg, Belgian teams, now I'm following yours as well. And like, it's my entire weekend is just watching scores going, does Herndouzi have him? Do I have him? What? I love it.
Well,
it's brilliant.
I had it in the week where I favorited Dundee on my phone, and it was like Dundee scored a goal, and there's me going, please be one of my players. Please be one of my players.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But that's the way it goes. But you know what? I'm very much looking forward to watching the Belgian League this year. And I will build I want to have it so I had two squads this week. I'm going to try and trim my catalogue over the next few days. I want to have 3 squads next week.
Nice.
And then from 3, obviously, I want to grow it to 4. I want to be playing 4 before October. So I'd like to be competing every week to be up in the. I mean, I would love to be able to win some serious money this season with that team. Obviously, that's expecting a lot, and every manager wants that.
Yeah,
but we can dream.
It's the great thing about hot streaks as well, because that wasn't there here last year. Last year we didn't have hot streaks, so now you're in such a good position because you've got a team that can hit like the bottom 2 hot streaks. So even if they never get better than that, every week you can just grind $10, $10, $10, $10. That's like $300 at the end of the season.
So this is one for me to ask you privately, but maybe you can answer it now. It says for some reason that 2 of my players have got no games next week, but they do have games in the league. Are there some games that don't count?
It shouldn't be the case. It should, unless it's like usually that's just the case when it's like a cup game or sometimes as well. You might.
I think they've limited it. We can touch on this.
Yeah.
We can touch on this privately, but it looks like they've capped the games for the Belgian league, which is weird.
Yeah, we'll have a check, because also sometimes you have to wait till after the game week's finished and then they kind of update the fixtures and but yeah, we'll have a closer inspection of that.
Yeah.
Did you watch Arsenal Man United?
Yeah, I did. I thought we Arsenal were very lucky to win. Man United looked a different team to the one that played last season.
Oh yeah.
Cunha was really good, and Bueno. I mean, it just goes to show you maybe the secret to making transfers is buying established league players.
Yeah. Stop
And
buying
Breno looks
Hoyland
the
and
same player
Zirkzee.
as, you know, that's it.
I
Mason
th-
Mount, I mean, up top, weird.
yeah, they spent all that money on strikers and then they started with Mason Mount as a false nine. I was like, that feels. He does strange things, Amarin. Like, I want him to be good. Like, 'cause I like young, talented managers. I want him to do well, like, in a way. But I just don't know how long he's going to be there for. If he doesn't do something good this year, like, that midfield is mad. Bruno Fernandes was just like drifting forward as playing up here, and it's just Casemiro on his own marshalling an entire like Arsenal really should have punished him. And I think teams like Bournemouth with players like Semenyo will like the way Semenyo punished Liverpool. Lots of wingers are going to do that to Man United. Like, but I think Man United are going to score loads of goals. I think they'll be a fun team this year. I think they'll lose 4-3, win 4-3. I think they'll be like chaos.
I'm excited to see it. I thought De Ligt was really good. Dorgu, I mean, I think
Was that Kerry's pick or the
no, I think that
Arsenal
was your
picture
man.
pick?
Yeah, I think he said
Magnifico, here it was. Oscar Bob, Estevan, Dorgu were his picks for price rises.
wheel it up. He yeah, I mean Dorgu is no surprise there. He played quite good for Man United when he came in January, I think it was. Maybe even signed last summer. I don't know, but I definitely remember seeing him in the second half of the season. He was very impressive. Ugarte, will he play this year? I don't know. But
I really
at the
like
same
him,
time,
but just not at Man United. Like, it doesn't fit. I think he needs a midfield three. Like, he's not defensively responsible enough. He's like a fun, tenacious box to box kind of.
yeah.
I think with a
I
different
mean,
manager, he'd be quality.
I'm looking at what Amrin's doing there, and I like it. On paper, I like it. It makes perfect sense. Attacking wing backs, and then almost having a fluid front three of really midfielders. But you look at it and go, they're not score like Embueno can score goals, but he scores a lot of penalties. Cunha score. I mean, is he expecting them all to just sort of contribute together? But I think Sesko will be a game changer for them. But I don't suspect he'll bang in more than 10 or 15 goals this season. But he's definitely one to watch. And I'm a big Football Manager fan. He was a wonder kid for me. I love him. So I would be keen to see him progress well.
Still only 22 as well. So if he has a good settling in season, could be a good signing next year.
Stand Sorare at that point, and I thought his price might go up quite quickly. But the opposite.
Oh yeah, you bought. Have you still got it, or did you sell it?
No, I've still got it. I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to keep it. I think there will be some lineups where he plays for me.
Yeah, I like that. Sesko's a pick. I think Man United are quite frustrating on Sorare because you can't. They're always expensive because they're so well supported around the world. Everybody wants Man United cards, and as soon as one of the players shows a glimmer of potential, like Dorgu, I don't even know Dorgu's price right now, but I can guarantee it's like double what it was before the season. And the fact that you got in on Sesko a bit earlier than that, before he played and started his first game, I think that's a sensible bit of business there. Even though you said you didn't know what you were doing, you actually accidentally did a good bit of Sorare business there.
Yeah, I mean, I bought him for £9. He's now £7. But
if he scores next week, that's when we go up.
Exactly. Dorgu is, you can buy him for £19 right now. And they definitely signed him in January, it looks like. Yeah.
Now, where my brain goes to in this lineup, in terms of Sorare cards I might scout, is Gyökeres, because there's so much bad press about him at the moment. There's so much criticism about his performance. I've seen his price. It's like half what it was. It's literally halved. He's gone down by half. If he has one more, this is how I think sometimes. I go, if he has one more bad game, but then turns it around, like, I feel like him and Arsenal in general, this is how I like to play Sorare. If a team goes through a bad phase, but I know they're quality players, I know Arsenal are going to be challenging top four. So like, you almost want the bad press for a bit, so the prices come down, and then you go, I'm going to back that he's going to turn it around. And he's got Champions League football. You've got so much utility for him. And I don't ever see him coming out of that team. I don't ever see Havertz replacing him up front. So I think, you're making a face. You do see Havertz replacing him.
And they've got Leeds next. So, you know what? What you need to happen is Gyökeres have a shocker against Leeds.
Yeah.
His price comes down to like £60, and then you buy him.
Yeah. I think he could. I think I could see him if he had a bad game against Leeds. He could go for like 20, 30 quid.
You reckon that low?
Because like there's a narrative at the moment which is like, oh yeah, but it was his first game and it was against Man United, big game. If he does do bad well at Leeds, everyone will be so frustrated, and people are not patient. People are like, that's a team he should have scored against. Get out. He'll probably score against Leeds now. This is all irrelevant thinking, but
to be fair, his price has gone down from like 120 quid to 80. That's heavy.
That's plummeting. The other player who's doing that is Florian Wirtz. He was £170 or something, and he's now £70. So if, I mean, like, that's a little bit too much for me, even anyway, 70 quid. But it's those kind of plays where I think it's quite, if you're playing on a bit of a budget, where you kind of go, I know Florian Wirtz's quality. If he doesn't settle in straight away, it could be good for Sorare. Like, because you could go, give him 2 bad games. Maybe he doesn't start one game, he gets dropped, and then that'll be the gold mine. He'll get dropped just to get his. But then he'll come back the next game, maybe in the Champions League, or he'll come back in the cup, score a goal. Then you've got him. So
I mean,
it's tempting.
Yeah, I think. But what game week one's shown is that you need to mine the value where there's value. You need to try and find, but as in, yeah, I think you can score well with some cheap players. You just have to be lucky to find them.
Yeah, big time.
70 grand for Wirtz, that could maybe be 2 players who can score 80 points in one game week. And yes, Liverpool might be more likely to score more points, but really we're only looking to achieve one good game week over the course of a month, realistically. And maybe earn some essence over time to make the money back.
Yeah.
At least that's what my attitude to it is.
Yeah. It's a good attitude to have, and it's what's so great about Sorare is everyone plays it a little bit differently. Like, I think if you're really into football, it makes sense to play the long term. Like, pick players, don't get impatient. Because the question earlier, like, can you buy low and sell high? Yeah, you can, but if it was that easy, everyone would be doing that. So I would never advise anyone to get into Sorare to make money. I would always say get into Sorare because you love football and you love watching football, and it enhances football. Like, we're talking about Belgian football now. Charlie's jumped in the chat with a what happened to Kukurea point from 9 points to 8 points. Is this FPL or is this Sorare? That sounds like FPL.
FPL.
I don't have Kukurea. Did he go? He must have.
Let's see. I had him in my draft team.
Hayden's hot streaks is gone. Me too, Hayden. Me too. We were talking about it earlier in the video. 5x hot streaks gone. At least we've got the double hot streaks. It's still doubled until September or something. So we've still got that to cry in our pillows about.
I mean, I think was I even close to it on any of my teams?
Let's take a look at.
No,
I've got FPL open here. What happened to Kukurea? I went for Tosin in my fantasy team as well.
8 points. Yeah.
He got 2 bonus points. Maybe he was on for 3 bonus and then he went down to 2. Maybe that's where you lost your point. Or you got a yellow card. Maybe you got a yellow card. That's
No,
usually
he didn't
minus.
get a yellow.
No?
Because no, he had 9 points early today or yesterday.
Who got. You've been robbed. Charlie, you've been robbed, mate. I never noticed because I didn't go for Kukurea. I went for Tosin, as you can see, which was hilarious. But yeah, hot streak's gone. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. We're both there.
Who?
Well, no, we're both there. I'm there. No, Hern, you're
it's-
out of the Premier League hot streaks, right?
I'm out of the Premier League and the League One hot streaks. I've now only got my double hot streaks in the Belgium League. If I get 400 points this week, I win $50. So
That's gonna be true. When I first started playing Sorare, my first prize was $5, and it took me like 2 months to get it. And then I had to wait like another month for another $5, and then I started to pick up like a 50, and then a little bit more. But like to get a $50 prize, that is very impressive. That is like, that's good. That's like,
so thank you.
I want you to do it.
I mean, weirdly enough, my teams finished 607th and 608th. Both my teams. So fingers crossed I can put together a strong team this weekend. Because they both got about 360. So I really need to get that to 400. So it's gonna be tough. I might have potentially bought Forgan Hazard, who hasn't got a game. So that's gonna be tough.
Next week final on your hot streak 4.
But I need to speak to you privately because I think So Rare.
Yeah, we'll have a look at
scam
that.
Me.
We'll have a deep dive into that. Hayden's also got back with an explanation for you, Charlie. He said Sanchez got an extra point and Kukurea lost one. Which is annoying because I didn't go for Sanchez as well. And lots of people got Sanchez, so.
Yeah, I had Sanchez, but I would have much preferred SA to have scored.
I mean, I was quite relieved, to be honest, when he didn't score. I think this has been a great first episode. Thank you for everyone who's joined us in the chat today. Thank you, Herndouzi, for coming on and being the first guest of Fantasy FootballOL. How was it?
Honestly, an absolute pleasure. I wasn't quite sure how I would look on camera, and I look way worse than I could have imagined. But it's been an absolute pleasure to be here. I love talking about football. Even if I don't know everything, I can barely pronounce some of the names. But
that's the beauty of Sorare. Like
it's football. It's football.
Football. You got to really pronounce the
Football.
lol. Last question of the chat for today comes from Kerry. Either of you playing Challenger? I'm not Kerry. I'm a contender boy and a sort of European big leagues boy. And I don't think Matt is this year, but he might be next year when his in-season cards go to Classic.
Me? I'm playing Challenger.
Which Challenger leagues have you got?
I've got Scottish Premiership.
Yeah, of course. Always forget Scotland are there.
So I am heavy on Hearts and Dundee. I've also got a few Rangers players. Again, they're not giving me. They're saying Dundee haven't got a game, but yeah, it's weird. One to discuss later, but I have got Scottish, and I have got Discord, so we could. And you got a Sorare Discord, haven't you?
Yeah,
Amreezy?
I'm in the Sorare Ramble. That's like a specific. Kerry, I was a guest on the Sorare Ramble like 2 weeks ago. Kerry, go listen to my episode. Amreezy was on the Sorare MFL Ramble I was on. So yeah, I'm in their Discord as well. I got added after I was on the show. And we're both on Sorare as well. You can follow our names there. Anything else you want to promote, Herndouzi?
Just my Sorare team. Herndouzi.
Follow Herndouzi Sorare, guys. He's going to be back because he is a good friend of mine, Herndouzi. And I do want these podcasts to be quite fun. And if I interview Sorare managers every week that I don't know, I kind of don't think it's going to be that fun all the time. So Herndouzi is going to be back. We're going to follow his journey. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how we do in Belgium, especially because it's leagues I'm not playing in. So I quite like that we've got some content on the channel for the Belgian League, Eredivisie, Scottish League. These are all leagues I don't follow or I'm not in. So we're going to follow his journey. Hope he wins $50. Good luck to everyone else this coming game week. We'll see you next time. I've got cool intro, outro music. Here it comes. See you later, mate. Peace.
Thank you for having me.
Wrong screen. Brilliant.